Hey folks, Harry here. Welcome to this playthrough for Fantasy Map Maker. If you're interested in learning about the game, how it works, or you want to play along yourself, then you have come to the right place. So I am set up for a solo game, and I have my quest cards here, and I'm also playing with some event cards. I'll go through them all in a moment. If you want to play with me, you can use the same quest cards if you have the game. And I'm actually using this game sheet number 1, so the alternate game sheet number 1, but you can use any of the game sheets available in the game. Again, I'll put the dice results on the screen, so if you wanted to play along with me, you can. Otherwise, you can just watch and see how the game plays. So, yes, well, this is Fantasy Map Maker, of course. We are making a fantasy map, and the goal is to get the highest score possible by completing these quests and earning points for the quests as we go. And I'll go through the quests, and then I'll also go through the events over here. So we have we have 5 quests, and we start with the geology quest, which is we're going to earn 2 points per space that has mountains on all 4 corners. So when we're adding mountains to our spaces, we want to have them have as many spaces as possible that have have mountains on all the corners. Which I'll actually skip to the nature quest because that is going to be almost the same but with forests. So forests and mountains are large features that really take up a lot of the map, and both of these quests have us trying to basically add as much forest and as many mountains as possible. And then I'll go back to the landmark quest, which is we're going to earn 4 points per space that has a landmark and a mountain. So that's going to synergize pretty well with this quest because we're going to try to add lots of mountains. So placing landmarks in spaces that have mountains should be hopefully not too hard. And this is one of the easier quests in the game anyway. Next we have cities and hamlets. In this quest we are trying to add houses to spaces, and spaces containing a unique number of houses earn points. So in this case, we don't actually score the houses, but we score spaces that have a unique number. So if one space has 1 house, then that counts. If 2 spaces have 1 house, then neither of those spaces count. Next and finally is our wheel quest, which is going to give us 2 points per 2 written in the feature wheel of our game sheet. So this one is going to be a bit random, but there are some things we can do to try to add more 2s to our game sheet, and then hopefully earn some more points with that. At the end, I will also show you how to score the solo mode for the game. So we'll see how I went in the solo mode. And in this particular game, I am going to be playing with events. So I have a plan for this map. I want to use this map for something else. So I'm playing the game, but I'm also playing with a bit of a purpose today. That's why I've chosen these particular quests, because I want to create a map that has a lot of mountains in it, and also some forests, and maybe some kind of unique towns and villages along the way. So that's why I chose some of these quests here. And also I've chosen these events because I think they will kind of go along with the purpose of this particular map, which is going to be a setting for a future game called Dungeon Map Maker. Bit of a rip off of Fantasy Map Maker, but it's okay to rip off yourself, I think. So in this in Dungeon Map Maker, I want to create like a world map for one of the story components, and so I'm just going to try to hopefully generate that in this particular game. But if not, that's okay. And so I thought it would be good to have these particular events, as they would do things like add caves to the map, or maybe add some monsters, which would kind of fit the aesthetic of Dungeon Map Maker, because there are a lot of monsters in that particular game. But of course, you don't need to play with events, and there are other events that I could have chosen, but these are the ones that I'll go with. Events are going to come up randomly whenever doubles are rolled. So we might see some of these, we might not. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right, and I've also written the the number of each of the 5 quests here, and I've written which numbers trigger the events down below as well. So I think that's enough of an explanation. I will move that there, and I will place my dice there so you can see them, and later I'll also add the dice numbers there, so if you're playing along you can follow along. But let's get started. So first we roll, and we get a 1 and a 2 for our first roll, which is going to be our first landmark. So we start and we just write 1 and 2 here, and then we can choose either of these spaces to add any one of these landmarks. Let's go a mine. So I'm going to write an M here, and I'm going to place my mine. Alright, so there's my mine. Also, I have added a 2 to the wheel already. Again, that was a lucky one, but that I've already earned 2 points for this wheel quest, which is nice. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, so I've rolled again, and 1 and 4, so I can go here or here. And neither of these things are going to help me with scoring much. But I think a river probably makes more sense. There we go, there's my part of the river. So just to explain a little bit of the basics, so after the first landmark is placed, any other turn is going to involve choosing one of the 2 numbers for the wedge. So I could have chosen 1 or 4, and the second number for a feature within that wedge. So I chose the 4th wedge, and I had to choose the number 1, and in this case I had to choose a river because that's the only available feature that's available means it's connected to something I've previously completed. So I really had to choose a river. I could have chosen a coastline as well. In any case, I've chosen a river, and river is a long feature, which it means it's going to cross over this number of times, which is 1. So that's why it's crossed over a grid line once. So that's what I've done there. All right, let's see what's next. 1 and 6. Okay, so I have to choose a coastline either way. It's whether or not I want to do a 6 value coastline, which is going to add a lot of coast, or I want to choose a 1, and I think 1 is going to make more sense because I don't want a lot of ocean in this map, and in fact in this particular map I'm not going to even consider these parts maybe ocean, but they're going to be part of like an inland lake or something like that, or sorry, an inland sea I should say, or a big lake or something. So a coastline is also a long feature, so that's why it is also crossing over once. I forgot to put that in. So there we go. Alright, let's see what's next. 3 and 5, I can go here or here. Let's see. Need to start getting some... Alright, I'm going to use the mine ability already, and I'm going to change this to a 5 and 5 for my roll. Again, if you're playing at home, you can just do the 3 and the 5. Now, 5 and 5, that does not trigger the event here. So when you manipulate a die result using a landmark ability, that does not trigger an event. So I'm doing 5 and 5, so then I can start to add more forest. So I should also say, when it comes to forests and mountains, these are large features, and the way you place them is whatever number you have is the amount of connected intersections of the map grid that your forest or mountain is going to cover. So let's go and add that now. Okay, so I have added my forest. It's looking a little patchy now because I'm leaving some space here, so maybe I can add a name later to this forest and give the forest a name. Now, if you're playing at home, you might not want to be using a pen because that does make it a bit trickier to play this game. It's always better to use a pencil and a razor, but in this case, just for the purpose of the video, I am using a pen, so it just shows up a bit better on the video, and because I like to live dangerously, so there's that. Alright, so let's see what's next. Alright, 4 and 3. Okay, so now I could do my first mountain here, and that could be nice, or I could add a road, which is going to help us explore new areas of the map. It's not going to help us with any of these quests, I don't believe, no. So I think I'll add the road in this case. So it's going to be third wedge, put a 4 here, and let's add that road. Okay, and I've added my 4 road, which is crossing 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So a road is similar to a river and coastlines in that it needs to cross over the grid lines this many times. And that includes the edge of the map too. So you can meet the edge of the map and that counts as 1 time. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, 5 and 6. This is a good time to start to add some houses to the map. So let's do 6 houses, and let's try to add them in different spaces to try to help us with this quest where we have different spaces having unique numbers of houses. Now, houses can be placed in any explored space. So at this point, I've explored these spaces here, and the houses just need to go within the space, so they can't be on a grid line or on the edge of the map or something like that. But you can spread them out, so I don't need to put all 6 houses in one space. All right, so let's go ahead and add those now. Okay, so here are my 6 houses, and I've added them. I've spread them out, so 3 is here, 3 are here, 2 are here, and 1 is here. And in this case, I've got, so that would mean if the game were to stop now suddenly, that would mean I've got 3 spaces that have a unique number of houses, and that would earn me 6 points. All right, so let's see what's next. 4 and 3. I think getting closer to this landmark could be good. So, and this coastline is a bit unfinished now. So I think let's choose a 4 and let's add that to the coastline. Okay, so here's my coastline, and it is touching or crossing 1, 2, 3, 4 grid lines. All right, let's see what's next. 3 and 5. Okay, so now is a good time to do another landmark, and I could choose. I've got the option to choose either one of these landmarks. Just depends what I want to do, because I want to make sure I can add mountains to one section. So I think we will choose. Yeah, so I think we'll choose the 5. Third wedge, and we'll write a 5 here. For the second part, the second coordinate of the landmark will be the next turn. And now I need to choose one of these numbers, ignoring the other, for the other coordinate. So I could choose 5 and 1 and do 1 here, 5 and 2 and do a landmark here. I could go down here and choose 5 and 1 or 5 and 2. I think this space makes the most sense, just where the road is going, and just kind of want to add it there. Just for how it's going to look. So I'm going to go 5 and 2, and I think now is a good time for a castle. And so I'm going to add a castle to this space here. So in adding this castle here, I've effectively voided both of these spaces for this quest here, because now I only have 2 unique spaces. Sorry, 2 spaces with a unique number of houses. But that's okay. I'll be able to add more houses or even another castle to this space or that space later. So I'm not too worried about that. All right, let's see what's next. 2 and 3. Oh, that's another thing. It was good to choose. I totally forgot about this, but it was good to choose the 2 for this quest here. So that's something I need to keep in mind. I forgot about that quest. All right, but 3 and 2. With that quest in mind, I think I will choose to add. One of these features in the third wedge, and I don't want to choose houses because I need more of those. So I think a river would be good. Okay, so with my 2 value river, I've continued it crossing over these 2 grid lines here, and Usually rivers need to start in as streams or from lakes, or they can just come from the edge of the map. Presumably there's more territory up here that we can't see, so that is okay, not a map mistake in this case. Alright, so let's see what's next. 3 and 5. I could add 5 houses, which would be good, but I'm a bit conscious about completing this wedge, which will potentially accelerate the end game. There's still a lot of stuff I want to add, so I'm going to choose the 5th wedge, and I'm going to choose a 3 and add our 3rd landmark. And so this is going to be in one of these columns or rows. So let's see what the second coordinate is. Okay, so I have the option of a 2 and a 4, so a 3 and a 2 here, or a 3 and a 4 here or here. And again, thinking about the power of 2 quest, I think I'm going to choose the 2. I think that'll be good. So I'll add a 2 here. And in doing so, I can actually add another castle, which is going to make this have 5 houses in it. So I think that will be good. So let's do that. Alrighty, there is my castle. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, double 2s. Now, that's going to trigger an event in this case. I put these events in alphabetical order, but when you write events in, you can choose any order. It doesn't really matter. And this is going to trigger event D. If I hadn't have used the mine ability yet, I could have altered one of these. I could have added 2 and made one of them a 4 and avoided this event, but I can't do that. So I'm going to find event D. Okay, so event D is going to have me draw a sea monster in an ocean or a lake within a space, and then at the end of the game I'll lose 1 point per house in the same quadrant as the sea monster. Now note that it is per house, it's not per castle, so even though a castle is worth 3 houses, I guess the castle is fortified enough that it doesn't take any damage from that, but from the sea monster. But in any case, I don't want to place this in this area of the map. I want to put this kind of off to probably in this quadrant here, and then plan to make this area kind of a little sea or a lake or something. So let's go ahead and add the sea monster to the map. Alrighty, so here's my sea monster. You can see that I've added it to what was a previously unexplored space. That is okay with events. They don't need to go in explored spaces. And because I've added that, I can put a check mark here just to show that that is done. So if double 2s come up again, it's not going to trigger another event. And yeah, alright, so put that away. And let's see what's next. 1 and 3. Okay, we don't want to add any more to the 3rd wedge, so let's add a 3 here, and let's add 3 more pieces of sections, I should say, of coastline. Okay, so there's my coastline added. Let's see what's next. 2 and 1. That's a shame. I really want to start getting into the 2nd wedge more, because it has a landmark and mountains and forests, which I need for these 2 quests, but that's okay. I will I will choose a river. Alright, so I've added my river that's flowing into this lake that I'm starting to create. Alright, let's see what's next. 3 and 5. Let's add more coastline to start to finish this lake. Alright, and there's my 3 coastlines, completing this little ocean. Completing this little ocean area. Alright, let's see what's next. 6 and 1. Alright, this is good because I can add 6 houses. Alright, I've added my 6 houses, so now let's do a quick check how we're going with this quest. I've got 1 house here, 3 here, 7 here, 5 here, and 2 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces that have unique numbers of houses in them, meaning I will get 15 points. So I just need 1 more. And for that, I just need a house that has 4, I just need a space that has 4 houses in it. So I think that's very achievable. 2 and 4. Okay, this is tricky because on one hand the 2 would be good for our wheel quest, but also it would be good to start to head into the second wedge with a 4, and that is 4 mountains, which is going to help with that quest. So I think we'll do that. Let's add 4 mountains. Okay, so here are my four mountains here. My mountains that are touching the intersections 4 times. Of course, the border does count as an intersection. Now, I haven't actually earned any points for this because I need a space that has all of its intersections have mountains on them. So hopefully add some mountains here or maybe down here. But the main thing I had to do was ensure that this mine was part of a mountain. So I've done that, which is good. 3 and 2. All right, let's do a Can't do forest. Could be on. I could add another 2. Could be handy. All right, I'm not really sure what to do in this case, and I'm also a bit annoyed that I made this little mark on the paper. So I think I'm going to choose 2 islands, and islands are small features, so they go inside a space. By the way, here is the legend for where everything goes. We have large features, long features, small features, and names. So yeah, I think I'm going to choose 2 islands, and I'll do 1 here to cover up the mistake I made earlier. Kind of. And then maybe the other one can go here. There are my 2 islands, and I've added a 2, so I've added quite a few 2s now. I'm starting to do well with this quest. 1 and 6. Okay, let's do 1 road. Alright, there's my little road. 5 and 6. Alright. Tricky. Let's choose 5. And let's try to nail this quest here with our cities and hamlets. So just to check again, I've got 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7. So I need a 4. Oh, yeah, okay. So I just need to add. Yes, so I need to add a town that has 4 houses in it, and then I need to add another house to I think this city here. Yes, let's do that. Okay, and so here are my 4 houses, or 5 houses, 1 here and 4 here. So, and that's, I've done all the houses in this, oh no I haven't, I still have this one here. Wow, alright, I don't need to do that one. But I think I've maxed out this quest at this point. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces, and they all have a unique number of houses in it, which is a bit lucky, so that's good. 1 and 4. Let's do 4 roads, and I kind of want to see this road go off in this direction, so let's do 4 roads. Okay, so I've done my road, and I've also added a bridge here because I know that I'm gonna try to add a river at some point. Do I have rivers? Yeah, so I will try to add this river in at some point. So that's why I've kind of added this bridge. If I don't get a chance to add the river, that's going to be very strange, but should be able to. All right, let's see what's next. 3 and 4. Okay. Let's do mountains in this case. I think that's going to be the best option. Yes, so I'll do three mountains, and I can add them here to at least get one space that has mountains on all 4 corners. All right, let's go. That's done. Let's see what's next. 1 and 2. I think now is a good time to add some names. So I'm gonna add 2 names to my map, and just a reminder, the border has a bunch of kind of fantasy-esque words that you can use to help you with the names if you're struggling with names. So I think I'll be using those as well. All right, let's see what I come up with. So I've added a name to the city of Greywood, and I've also called this forest the Spider Forest. So right now it's a little bit weird if the game was to stop and just these two places were named, but hopefully I have a bit more time to add some more names. All right, let's keep going. 1 and 4. Don't want to go into this wedge because that would complete it already. So I'm going to add a 1 somewhere here, and let's do. Yeah, I kind of want to go. I do want to access this forest soon, so I'm just going to do a 1 for the stream. And the stream can branch off a river or the coastline anywhere really, so, and it's not going to earn any points, so I'll just go ahead and add that in. Six and 6, boom! All right, so our next event has come up, and that is event K, so let's find that. Event K, all right, this is a good time a bit later in the game to get this event because you'll see why. All right, so this is, we're going to draw a spire in a space, so draw a kind of tower in one of these spaces, and at the end of the game, we will lose 4 points per landmark that is in the same row or column as the spire. So the reason this is good is we've already placed 3 landmarks, so we know where they are, so we can try to avoid placing the spire in a place that's going to make us lose points. So with that in mind, we have a landmark here, here, and here. So we can't put the spire in either of these 2 columns, and can't put them in either of these 3 rows. And don't really even have much space around here anyway with the way I've drawn things. So I think we might maybe even place... Yeah, I think I'll place the spire up here, perhaps. So here is my spire here, and right now there are no landmarks in either column or row. And we can check that off and move on to the next roll. 2 and 3, again, don't want to add, yeah, the house is not going to be good. So I'm going to have to choose the second wedge, and let's add 3 coastlines. No. Let's add 3 forests. Unfortunately, I don't have space to add them here, because that would have been nice for this quest. So I'm thinking maybe around the spire might be interesting. Maybe mountains might be good there. Maybe down here. Alright, so after much thought, I'm going to add the forest around this spire, just because I think it might be an interesting kind of location on the map. No real other reasons. Probably not going to help with the scoring too much. But let's add the forest. Right, so there it is. Again, I haven't quite finished the artwork in the forest, but it's crossing over these 3 intersections here. 1 and 1. Okay, another event. Alright, so this event here is the Cave of Lost Memories. With this event, we're going to draw a cave on a mountainside or in an area of the space if no mountains exist yet, and block any 2 features in the feature wheel. Blocking means we just remove them from the game. Basically, we don't lose points for them, but we can't use them. And then if we don't do that, we're going to lose 5 points if the cave is not on a mountainside. Well, we have a few mountains here, so that won't be an issue. So let's go ahead and add the cave and then block out 2 features. Okay, so I decided to block out these 2 coastline features because I don't really need them. I'm not going to help with scoring, and I've already created my little lake slash ocean area there, so that's fine. All right, let's see what's next. 6 and 6. All right, so the double 6 event has already triggered, so it's not going to happen again. So this is a great opportunity to do either a landmark would be good, but the mountains is also really good. I think the mountains is going to earn us more points, so let's do that. And I realize I have totally let this quest, that's totally slipped my mind. But just by chance, all 3 of my landmarks are in spaces that have mountains too. So that's going well. But if I add more mountains to this area, that was going to increase the chances that I'll be able to add the remaining 2 landmarks to a mountain space. So anyway, let's go ahead and add those 6 mountains. Alrighty, there we go. I've added my mountains crossing over these 6 intersections, and I've left this area blank in case I want to add a name to it. If I don't get a chance to, then I will fill that in later. 4 and 5. Okay, nice. Alright, I can do more forest. Alright, let's go ahead and add that forest in. Alright, so I've added my forest here. It's crossing over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And at this point, I'm not going to get any more forest or mountains. So for this quest, I will be earning 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be earning just 8 points, unfortunately. Yeah, so I didn't score that high for that one. And for the forest quest, maybe even worse. 1, 2, 3, 4. So another 8 points. So these ones are a bit tricky. Really, I should have mapped out where I was going to place the forest and mountains a little bit better, but that's okay. 3 and 3. All right, another event is getting triggered. This time it is F, and I'll check that there. All right, F is going to give us draw a monster in a land area within a space. Lose 1 point per house that is in the same row or column as the monster. All right, so this is a bit similar to this one, to the Necromancer's Eye, the spy that we drew, except that this time it's not a landmark that we need to be wary of, it's houses. So I can't place it, again it is houses, so I can place it in the same row as the castle because that's not technically a house. So I'm gonna want to put it over here, I think. Yeah, let's put out of the way. Alright, yes, so I'm gonna add, yeah, let's go and add that monster to a space down here where it's not going to be in the same row or column as a house. So in the end, I added monster in this space because I thought the road just leads to it. I thought it'd be interesting if this is like the guardian of this spire or something. And I was going to draw a giant, and then I kind of got cold feet, and I've drawn this giant lemon or something. I'm not sure what that is, but In any case, it's a monster, and I need to remember not to add any houses to this row, which I'm not going to be wanting to do anyway. All right, so that's that done. 5 and 6. Okay, let's. All right, this is good because I can finally do another landmark. 5 and 2. All right, this could be good. I could add another. Oh, that is a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame because I already have a landmark in this space, so adding another one won't score me any more points if I choose 5 and 2. Wanted to choose the 2, so I get another point for the wheel quest. So I might have to do 5 and 4, which would put a landmark either here or here. Here wouldn't be good because that's in the row, the same row as the spire. So I think I'll have to do 5 and 4 and add something here. Yeah, so let's do that. 5 and 4. And let's choose ruins in this case, which will give us an ability to manipulate some die results in the future, hopefully. So I'll add some ruins. Alright, so might not look it, but these are ruins. Six and 4. Either way, it's going to be more names. Now I could rearrange. Yes, actually. All right, I'm going to use the ruins ability straight away, and I'm going to rearrange the 6 and a 4 to 2 5s, and that will let me put a 5 here. Again, this will not. 2 5s won't trigger the event because I've manipulated the dice. It's not the events only come up with the dice that you roll, and this will allow me fix this problem with the river not really making any sense now. So I'm going to add 5 rivers and then fix that map mistake. All right, let's go. All right, they've added my river, and let's fix that. Let's see what's next. 5 and 1. So either 5 streams or 1 road. Oh, let's do 1 road, because that'll be nice if this road actually goes up towards the spire, I think. And so this is not adding anything to the scoring, just to the storytelling of the map, I guess. Alright, and in doing so, I've completed the 5th wedge. So if double 5s come up, for example, that will be the end of the game because I won't be able to do anything. That's how the game ends. Alright, let's see what happens next. 3, oh actually, correction, double 5s wouldn't be the end of the game because I do have that event that would trigger. Anyway, 3 and 4. Could add some more houses. Could add some names. Yeah, let's add some names because there's only 2 things named. Alright, there we go. I've added my 3 names here. Still a few towns and features not having names, but you know, that's okay. I can always add them later. 1 and 4. Oh, I also need to fill this in as this wedge has been completed. So, and in this case, I have to add 4 streams, and this is also going to be completed. So, getting very close to the end of the game. Alright, I've added my 4 streams, completed 1, 2, 3 of the 6 wedges. So I'm hoping for a 2, 3, or a 6 to be on one of these dice numbers. Really a 2 more than anything. Okay, great. All right, 2 and 6. This is good. Let's try to add another landmark with a 6, and I am hoping for a 3 here, so I'll be able to get a point. So I'll be able to get 4 points for this landmark quest. So let's, fingers crossed, a 3 comes up. 3, perfect. Okay, great. So let's add the 3 here, and let's do a temple. T for temple. and this temple is going to allow us to subtract or add a 1 to a die result, so potentially avoiding the end of the game. At this point, really just hoping for more 2s to add for this quest, but other than that, the map is almost finished, I think. Let's see what's next. 3 and 4. So I may as well add some more houses, or yeah, I have to. Yeah, so let's add more houses. Okay, so in the end, I just played it safe with the houses and added them all to this this Greywood area, just to make sure that I didn't invalidate this quest here. All right, getting close to the end now. 4 and 4 is going to trigger another event. Potentially. All right, let's see. All right, draw a tree in a land area of a space. Lose 3 points per landmark that is in the same quadrant as the tree. So in this case, there are 4 quadrants in the map, and this one, and this one all have landmarks in them. So this is the only available quadrant that doesn't have a landmark in it. So that's really the best place for it. And let's add this twisted tree. All right, there's the twisted. Looks a bit strange, but there's the twisted tree. One thing I didn't mention is that event features cannot be in the same space as one another. So although I'm kind of putting them all in this general area, or I have been, except for the cave, I can't actually put 2 events within the same space. So that is done. That was 4 and 4. So give that a check mark. And let's see what's next. 2 and 6. Okay, perfect. That is perfect because I can add another 2. Complete this wedge. And I can add 2 more names, which I just wanted to for the sake of the map anyway. All right, let's go ahead and do that. I've added my 2 names. 3 and 4. I can use I could just end the game. That would be okay. I could use the temple ability to change the 3 to a 2 and add 1 more feature. This would just be on the off chance that the last roll is double 2s, and may as well do that. So, and we haven't seen lakes yet, so let's do that. Let's change the 3 to a 2, and let's make this so 2 and 4, and I'll add a 4 to the lakes, and I'll add 4 lakes. Lakes can be small, they don't need to be giant lakes, they're always going to be within a space, so let's add those. Alright, so I just added 4 little lakes here. Alright, and it's going to be the last turn. Let's see what happens. 4 and 1, can't place it, so that is the end of the game. And let's move on to score. Also, I did use that ability. Alright, let's move on to scoring. Alright, so for Precipitous Peaks, I think we calculated that before, but let's do it again. So 2 points per space that has mountains on all 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2, so 8 for that one. For Mountain Shadows, 4 points per space that has a landmark and a mountain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This one doesn't, so 4 times 4, so 16. Our nature quest was Deep Woods, 2 points per space that has forest on all 4 corners. So we had really just this area here. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, here too. So we had 1, 2. Even though this is not all forest, it has forest on all corners, so it counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So also 4 times 2, 8. Now the town's quest we did quite well at because we needed 6 or more spaces that had a unique number of houses, and we had 1. Oh, let's go through. This one has 2 houses, 5 houses, 12 houses, 1 house, 3 houses, and 4 houses. So these are all unique numbers. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So 20 points. So maxed out for points there. Again, any quest you can't earn more than 20 points for each quest. And the last one is 2 points per 2 written in the wheel. So let's see how many 2s there were. So 1, 2, 3, 8. 8. That's not bad. This quest is quite tricky, so that's not bad. So we got 16 points for that one. The last thing is to check for map mistakes or any points lost due to events. There weren't any map mistakes in this case because I fixed that weird part where there was a river that didn't end in any way. This road just can end in, roads have no restrictions in how they end. So there's no map mistakes. Are basically just unfinished sections of the map. And even though, some maps might not look like they're finished, as long as there's nothing strange like a coastline that stops in the middle of a map or something like that, then it's not a mistake. So no map mistakes. Let's quickly check the events. So all safe there, no lost points. So count all of these up and we get 24. I scored 68 points in this game. Wondering how you guys did. Let me know if you got a chance to play along with these dice results. And if you want to share your map as well, I will post a thread on Board Game Geek where you can post photos of your own map with these quests, and we can compare and contrast how the maps turned out. Very curious to see how these different games can turn into really quite different, artworks in the end. Even when all the quests are the same, so we're going for the same quest objectives, but often the maps turn out differently. So let me know how you went and against me, and I will also do the solo scoring. So if I was playing just by myself, which technically I am, but if I just wanted to score this against the AI players, I look at the numbers at the bottom of the card to see how the AI players scored for each quest. So we have the Explorer, the Artist, and the Master scoring points per quest, and they're also losing points for each event. And the events, they lose 3 points for. The Explorer loses 3 points for each event. The Artist loses 2 points, and the Master loses 1 point. So that's always going to be uniform. So I'll go ahead and I'll add that up now. I'm just curious how I went against the AI players. So just give me a moment to do that now. All right, so I've calculated the AI player's score, and good news, I was able to beat the Explorer and the Artist. Just beat the Artist. I had 68, they had 65, and in this case, the Master was a bit of a ways off. I couldn't beat them, but that's okay. All right, so again, thanks for checking out this video. If you are interested in the game and want to find out more, I'll add some links in the description. If you have any thoughts on the game or how you went, I would love to hear them, so feel free to add a comment to the description. But other than that, that'll be it for today. So thank you for checking out this video, and I will catch you in the next one.